Everyone, hope all of you are doing great. In the last video, we had built our category component of our NFT marketplace template. In this video, we're going to build the filter, advanced filter for our marketplace, because this filter is going to be available in all the 16 pages. Okay, so if you are watching this video right from here and watching for the very first time, then make sure you watch the other videos which we have already covered, and that we have built a lot of components. You can see on the right hand side we have all these folders inside the component. These are the component we have already built. In this particular video, we're going to build the filter component. Okay, I have opened the project. Simply clear the terminal and start the application. Type npm run dev, click on this, and let's have a look. Okay, so let's close the other tab, and so here the application is working. Now let's click on this component and let's create a folder called filter. Inside the filter, we're going to have this filter.js. We'll create a filter.module.css. okay, so that's the folder and file structure we are following. Now we'll come to filter and type rafce. Now we have to import the css file, internal import, and we'll say import style, and that's coming from the same directory. Okay, so we have our folder. Now let's come back to the component.js, and here we're going to import that filter component. So let's import that very quickly. Import filter component, and now we have to export that. Okay, close this one and go to this index.js, and here we're going to call the component. So first thing we have to do is to import the component. So that's coming from the component index, and now we're going to call that component. So simply copy, and let's come here in the applications, and let's simply come here, copy that, and here we're going to call the component, filter component. Okay, and simply copy this title component, because in the filter section we have a title, then we have a filter, then we have all the NFT cards. Okay, so we'll simply copy the title and paste here, and here we're going to change the text. So simply come here. As you can see, it's working fine. Our component is displaying, our title is displaying. So let's come back to the original one, and let's simply come down, and here we have the title. Simply type, copy this filter NFT, and simply paste here in our props, format that, and copy this one and simply pass it here. So that's the props we are sending in the title component, and in this way we can easily able to see. As you can see, we have the feature NFT discovered, and we have a filter. Let's come back to the component, and now we're going to close this one, and now let's start working on our filter.jsx. okay, so we're going to import couple of things from. First is going to be the icons, and that's coming from react/fa font awesome, and we'll have one more icon, fa angle down, we'll have fa angle up, fa wallet, fa music, and fa verified, so video, and fa images, and we'll have fa users alt. So these are the icons we are using in this filter. So we are importing that from font awesome. Let's come down, let's import other. We'll have a icon fill close circle, that's coming from AI, and we'll have a one more which is a md verify, and that's coming from material. Now we have to import that ti tick from, and that's coming from react icon ti. Okay, I'm using different providers for icons because I couldn't find all the icons in a single provider. Okay, so I'm just importing the icons from different providers. If you want to know more about it, you can simply visit the React icons and you can check the documentations. So these are the icons we have. Let's come here. We have to import a couple of from React. So we need use state, and simply come here, and we're going to take that use state. So we'll say use state, it will call filter, and initially it will be true. So we want to display the filter menu when someone visits the application for the very first time. Okay, so that's why it's true, and we're going to use this use state. Image is going to be true, and we'll take another one. We'll say video true, we'll say music true. So these are the states we are taking. Okay, let's come down. We'll remove this, and we're going to take this instant return. We'll have a div, it will have a class called style.filter, and that will have a div, it will have a class called style filter box, and that will have a div called style.filter box left. Then we'll have a button, it will have a on click function. We'll call it, let's call it for the time being, let's call it empty function. Okay, we're going to create that function. later, not now. So we'll create a function and we're going to pass inside the button. So when someone click on this button, we're going to fetch the all the NFTs. Okay, so this function will fetch all the NFTs, and we're going to simply replicate this button a couple of times, and we're going to change the text to art. This will become music, this will become sports, and this will becomes photography. Okay, so these are the buttons. We'll take a div. It will have a class called style dot filter box right. Inside that we'll have another div. It will call style filter box right box, and in that will, so it will have a on click function as well. And on the click event, we want to simply open the filter options. Okay, so right now you might be thinking that what I'm doing, just bear with me and code along with me. Everything will make a lot of sense when we'll bring the functionality. Okay, so let's write the function name, and inside that we're going to have our icon fa filter, and we'll have the span, and we'll have this filter text, and out of that we're going to have one more icon, and this icon would be dynamic. So filter, if filter is true, then we want to display this like down, and if filter is false, then we want to display this up. So that's the dynamic filter we have. Okay, let's come down here. We're going to take another dynamic block, and this is going to be the menu of our filter. Okay, so if filter is true, then we want to display. If filter is false, then we want to display, we want to hide it. Okay, so we'll come here, we'll take a div, and it will have a class called style dot filter box items. In that we're going to take another div. It will have a class called style, let's say filter box item box, and that will have a div. It will have a class called style dot filter box item items. Okay, it will have our icons wallet, and we have a span. Here we're going to display the amount to ether and the range 10 ether, and then we're going to display the icon, because initially this is what we're going to display. So it will have an icon, and in this we're going to take this close icon, because initially we're going to display all the NFTs in between these price range. Okay, so this would be the initial active state. Okay, so that's why we have to display this icon. Okay, so this is the first section we have. Now let's come down. We'll take another div. It will have a class called style fill box item box class style, and it will call filter box item item trans means transaction. Okay, it will have an on click function, and in that on click function we're going to call this function, let's say open image. Okay, and here we're going to add the data. Okay, fa image, and we'll have this text, and here we'll have a dynamic icon. So image, then we display the image close, then if it's not, then we have to display the stick icon. Okay, so if image is not selected, then we want to display this cross icon, but if image is selected, then we want to display the stick icon. Okay, so that's the logic. I hope nothing is new for all of you guys. So let's keep working. So that's the one we have. Let's come here and open the application, and here you can see we have all the things. We have all the buttons, we have this filter, we have this wallet, we have this image, and right now we haven't written the function. That's why we are getting the error. Reload the browser, and let's come down, and this is the thing, and you can see we don't have the function, but on the click event we are getting this error. That means our function is working. So now we have to create the function. So let's come back to the code, and let's keep working on the JSX. Okay, now let's bring down. We'll take a div. It will have a class called style dot filter item box, and that will have another div. It will have a style dot filter box item, and this will call transaction. Okay, it will have an on click function, and the function we want to call is this open video, and inside the div we're going to have a icon for video. It will have a span text, and we have to have a dynamic icon. So close icon, then we want to display the stick icon. Okay, so that's the thing. Let's come down. We going to take one more component, it will have a class called style dot fill box item box. Inside that we'll have another div, it will call fill box item transaction, and we'll have an on click function, and this function would be like open music. Inside the div we're going to have a file music text, and we're going to have our dynamic icon. Okay, so cross icon and tick icon, that's the one, looking fine. Open music we have. Now let's take one more div, and we'll have a class called style fill box item box, and in that we're going to have another div. It will say filter box item, and in that we're going to take this user icon. It will say verified, and we have our verified icon. Okay, so we're going to display all the verified user and their NFT. So that's our dynamic components. Everything's working fine. So let's come up here and let's check. So these are the function we have to create. Okay, so that's the states we have. Let's come down, let's create the function. So we'll say we'll target this open filter first. So let's call it function section. We'll take a filter, open filter, and if filter, then we have to set the filter to true. So if the filter, initially the state of the filter is going to be the true, so we want to turn it to false, and if it's false then we want to turn it to true. Okay, so that's what we are doing, general convention. Else we want to set to false. So that's the open filter. So let's come here, reload the browser, and you can see if we click we can open, we can close, open, close, working fine. Let's come down, target the image, and we have to do the same check. If it's image false, then we want to set the image to true, else we want to make it false. Okay, simply replicate that, and this is the function we have to write. Open video, same thing we have to do. If video is false, then set the true, else set false. So that's open video. Let's come down, let's create one more, which is open music, and this will become if music false, then set to true, otherwise set it to false. So I hope you guys are getting sense that what we are doing. That's why I'm going a little faster. Okay, false. So these are the function for opening and closing. Everything is working fine. So let's save it, come back to the browser and reload the browser, and you can see, just have a look on the icons. Okay, click, change, tick, cross. Again, our icon is working fine, logic is working fine. Okay, everything is working fine. Let's come back to the code, and now simply come back to the filter CSS, and now let's start styling the filter. Okay, so let's make it side by side so you guys can see what we are working on exactly. So let's target the filter, and padding is going to be 4 RAM and 0 RAM. Width is going to be 100%. Okay, filter box width is going to be 80%, margin 0 auto. That's look pretty good. Let's display is going to be flex, align item center, justify content space between, padding bottom is going to be 4 RAM. Let's target filter box left, display is going to be flex, gap is going to be 2 RAM, filter box left button, border is going to be none, outline is going to be none, padding is going to be 1 RAM and 1.5 RAMs. I'm going a little faster because it's a CSS, we are not writing anything logic. Okay, we are writing the CSS, so that's why I'm going a little faster. So border is 2 RAM, border 1 pixel solid, var, and our main color. That's how we'll look. Let's assign transition all 3 second easy in, font size going to 1.3 RAM, cursor pointer. Okay, that's how it will look. Let's come down, let's add the media query. So min device width going to be, let's say, 320 pixels, and max device width is going to be, let's say, 375 pixels. First breakpoint, we're going to target the filter box, and display is going to be grid, gap is going to be 4 RAM. This is how it will look. And let's come copy that and filter box left, and simply Display is going to be, let's say, grid, and grid template column 4, repeat 3 1FR, and that's how it will look. Simply come down, gap is going to be 2 RAM. Simply come here, target the filter box left button, and padding is going to be 0.2 RAM, little bigger, and filter box left button. On over effect, we want to say background border is going to 1 pixel solid, and icon color, we want to add the padding to 1 RAM and 2 RAM. Border radius is going to be 2 RAM. Color is going to be our main background color, and box shadow is going to be our box shadow, and cursor pointer. Okay, so that's working fine. Let's come up here, let's copy this, so this become right, not left. Okay, so we'll have the style, and we have to move it to box. Okay, as you can see, not over, sorry, box. Okay, so make sure you do these changes. Now let's come down, as we'll say display is going to be flex, and align item center, gap is 1 RAM. Come down, filter box left button. On over effect, we want to add a border 1 pixel solid, var, and icon color. We want to add the color itself to be the icon color, and box shadow is going to be our box shadow. So let's make a big, and let's see, this is how it will look. You can see on over effect we are getting this nice style, and that's our filter. Open close, open close, you can see it's working fine. So it's working fine. This is how it will look on a mobile. We're going to fix this. Okay, it's not aligned perfectly, so let's come back, and let's come here. We'll target the filter box items, and we'll say display is going to be filter flex, sorry, padding is going to be 2 RAM, border top is going to be 1 pixel solid var, and we have the icon colors. Okay, we have the icon color. Now let's come down, we're going to target the filter box items box. Okay, now we'll say padding is going to be 1 RAM. You can see that's how it look. We can open, you can see it's flex, looking perfect, working fine. Now let's come down, we'll target the filter box item, and we'll say background color is going to be var, icon color, and we'll have a padding 0.5 RAM and 1 RAM. Border is going, radius is going to be 2 RAM. Color is going to be var, our main color, and cursor is going to be pointer. So this is how it will look. And display is going to be flex, align item center, and gap have 1.5 RAM. So that's looking really good. As you can see, it's looking perfect. Open close, everything's working fine. So this is how it will look on a mobile device. We're gonna make it responsive. Okay, so let's come down, target the filter box item transaction trans, and border going to 1 pixel solid, and it will have our icon color. Color itself is going to be icon color, and padding is going to be 0.5 RAM and 1 RAM. Let's add a border radius 2 RAM and cursor pointer. Okay, let's add a display to flex, align item center, and gap 0.5 RAM. So that's how it will look. So you can see all the filters are working fine, nice effects we are getting, so looking good. Nicely we can able to click on it. Okay, now let's come in the media query. We're going to target the filter box item, display grid template column, repeat to 1FR. So that's how it will look on a mobile, but still we have a problem. So let's target the filter box right box, and it will have a display flex, align item center, justify content center, and gap is going to be 4 RAM. Okay, that's look good. Let's assign a padding as well. Padding, it's gonna be padding in line is going to be 2 RAM. Now come down, we'll target the filter box item, justify content space between. And let's come down, we'll target the for item transaction justify contain space between, and let's come here. You can see it's looked perfect, but still we have a little bit problem in the width. Okay, we're gonna fix that again. So this is how it will look on a desktop. Let's make it full desktop. So this is how it will look. We can open, we can close, and this is how it will look on a mobile device. Let's come here, simply copy and paste this one, and now we have to add a multiple breakpoints. The first breakpoint we have done. Now let's add the second breakpoint. This is going to be a 377, and this one is going to be, let's say, 425. This will be same. We have to remove this gap from here. Okay, now just make it 1, and that would be same. Close this one, simply copy and replicate one more time, and this time the breakpoint is 427 pixels to 786 pixels, and we have to simply, this would be same. Okay, let's come here and go to this filter component, filter code, and here we have this filter box items. Simply copy that. Okay, that's what we have here. Let's come back to the CSS. Let's go up, close this one, and simply come up here. Okay, we have to add the width is going to be, let's say, 80%. So make sure you add this width, filter box item 80%, and margin 0 auto. So right now you can see we have this style. Okay, now we have to remove this padding, so that's look perfect, and let's make it 0. Okay, don't remove it, make it 0. Everything's working fine. So padding would be there 2 RAM from top and bottom, but left and right is going to be 0. Okay, let's come back to the filter J6, and that's what we have here. Here we have that filter box, right box. Simply come back to the CSS, and where it is, that's what we have. Simply comment out this, and let's see what's happening here. Nothing. Let's bring it back, and here we have to do the changes. Simply select this and type icon color. Okay, this working fine, this working fine. Now let's add a background color. Is going to be a var main color. You can see right turn, we don't have that awkward color. Okay, so it's working fine. So that's looking good. And in the media query, in the first breakpoint, make sure you do these changes. Gap, simply remove this gap. Okay, and make it to 0.5 RAM instead of 2 RAM. Provide 1.5 RAM. Okay, so that's the first change we have to do. And here in the second media query, we have to add the width. So width is going to be 90. So as you can see, this is how it will look. And now we have to fix this one. So let's come here, copy this, and come back to the media query, and width is going to be 90%. So right now it's look good. We have the width. Okay, and let's add a gap 0.5 RAM. So remove it, don't add it. And here we have this. Let's scroll down, and this is how it will look. Let's make it on a bigger screen. Okay, let's remove this extra text. So what we can do, let's come back to the JSS, go to the button, sorry, here in the price section, and remove this price, make it short. Let's make it 10 ether only. Okay, so let's remove this all 10 ether. Now it's look perfect, and you can see everything's looking perfect, everything is aligned beautifully. And still we have some problem in the button, but we're gonna fix that. Okay, let's come back to the filter CSS, and here we have this width. Okay, here we have this width in the media query. Come back to the second media query and we have to add the width to 90%. Okay, and here we have to add the width as well to 90%. Close this one, go to the second media query, the third media query, and add a width to 90%, and scroll down, and here in the filter box item add a width to 90%. And now it's look little better. You can see, make sure you do all these changes. So now it's looking perfect. This is how it will look on tab, and this is how it will look on a desktop. Okay, it's look good. This is how it will look on a mobile device, and you can see everything is 100% responsive. You can tap it, close, open, close, open. Things are looking really beautiful. Make it down, and this is how it will look on a desktop. You can see we have this feature component, we have the menus and NFT, arts, music, sports, paragraph, and the filter options. So this is the title component, this is the button we have, this is the filter component, open, close, and we can simply provide this. So this is going to be the component we're going to add in every single page, and we're going to add the display the NFT on the base of this component. Okay, so that's looking really good. It's beautiful. So let's come back to the code, and with this we are done with the entire code. Okay, so let's have a look one more time. Let's close this one and close this one as well. Come back here, and this is all the folder we have worked so far. Okay, so if you're not following this project, make sure you follow, because these are the things we have already covered. Okay, so we have the footer, we have the hero section, nav bar, service, subscribe, titles, and all the things we have. Let's delete this git folder so we can push this code to GitHub. Delete this one, delete this one, delete, and open up the terminal, stop the application from running, and simply git init. Now git add dot, hit enter, and come back to GitHub and simply create a new repo. Click on this, call it NFT marketplace, and let's call it filter. Hit enter, and make sure you run this command. First we have to do is copy, hit enter, come back, copy, paste, hit enter, copy, paste, hit enter, and copy, paste, hit enter. Okay, so we are pushing this code to GitHub, so just wait. So finally we have pushed the GitHub code to GitHub, and clear the terminal and come back to GitHub, reload the browser, and here you can able to find the component, and inside the component we have the filter, and we have the entire code we have written. Okay, all the functions, everything you will find. So let's have a look one more time. So we have work on the navigation bar. You can see this is what we have done. Notifications, this is the button we have, profile, this is the hero component, and we're going to change the image, and this is the service component, this is the big slider, dynamic slider data. Okay, we have working fine. Let's simply close, come down, this is the filter. Okay, you can click, you can open it, working beautifully. We have this browser, we have this category, this is our subscription form, and this is the footer we have. So things are looking really beautiful, impressive we have. Okay, so in the next video what we going to do, this is what we're going to build in the next video. Okay, so we're going to build all these NFT card component. Okay, it's look really beautiful. So hope you have enjoyed this video. All the codes are already provided to you on the website. Make sure you save that article, okay, and save the playlist where I'm going to keep all the updates about this project. When we build the backend smart contract, communicating smart contract with the marketplace, so all the updates you will get in that article or in the playlist. So make sure you should action that. Okay, with that said, let's move to the next video. In that we're going to build our NFT card component to render data dynamically. Okay, so see you in the next video.